as nothing more than a flicker, a faint pulse of light in the endless black, a strange echo hidden inside streams of telescope data. At first, nobody thought much of it. A cold, silent speck moving fast across the sky, one of countless pieces of debris that roam our solar system. But within hours, the story changed. Telescopes from Hawaii to South Africa confirmed the same thing. An object, never before charted, slipping into view from the depths of space. When NASA traced its motion, something terrifying became clear. This was not an ordinary asteroid. This was not a comet. Its speed, its angle, and its silence all pointed to one fact. It came from far beyond our solar system. And worst of all, it wasn't leaving. It was heading straight through the heart of our neighborhood in space. For decades, humanity assumed the void around us was calm, indifferent, predictable. But what if we were wrong? What if something out there was already watching? And what if the James Webb Space Telescope, our most powerful eye into the cosmos, had just caught the first glimpse of it? Scientists named it 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object ever detected. And already, it is rewriting everything we thought we knew about the universe. At first, astronomers treated it like any other discovery. A new visitor, a rock from the cold outskirts of space. The name came from the system that spotted it. ATLAS, a high-speed sky scanning project designed to catch dangerous objects before they surprise us. But Atlas did not find a threat from inside the solar system. It found something else, something that had traveled silently for thousands, maybe millions of years across interstellar space before appearing here. When researchers calculated its speed, jaws dropped. Over 150,000 miles per hour, far too fast to be bound by the sun's gravity. Its trajectory didn't match the long, looping paths of comets. It didn't resemble the wandering rocks of the asteroid belt. Instead, its path traced back not to the Oort cloud, not to Neptune, but to deep interstellar space, possibly even the core of the Milky Way. This wasn't a remnant of our own system. It was an outsider, and its timing made no sense, because for billions of years the skies were empty, and then suddenly, within just 6 years, we've seen 3 of these objects. The first was Oumuamua in 2017, then Borisov in 2019. Now, 3I Atlas. Why now? Why so close together? And why do each of them carry mysteries no one can explain? Oumuamua was the first shock, a cigar-shaped traveler that flashed past the sun, accelerated in strange ways, and vanished before we could capture more than a glimpse. It showed no tail of gas like a comet, no obvious thrust, yet it sped up as though pushed by some invisible hand. 2 years later came Borisov, a comet-like visitor, but faster and more unstable than anything ever recorded. Its chemistry was different, its behavior unpredictable. It was clear that interstellar objects were stranger than we had ever imagined. Now, Atlas combines both mysteries. It shines brighter than its size suggests, like a mirror reflecting sunlight in unnatural ways. Its speed is extreme. Its surface appears metallic, not icy or rocky, and simulations suggest it may even be hollow. That's when Avi Loeb, the Harvard astrophysicist who once suggested Oumuamua could be artificial, spoke up again. He urged scientists to look closely for non-gravitational acceleration, tiny shifts in the object's path that couldn't be explained by gravity or sunlight alone. If those shifts exist, then Atlas isn't just drifting, it's navigating. And if it's navigating, then we're not watching a rock, we're watching a decision. The James Webb Space Telescope turned its gaze upon Atlas, trading distant galaxies for this close intruder. Its instruments picked up anomalies almost immediately. The brightness didn't fit the object's estimated size. For its glow, Atlas should have been massive. Instead, measurements showed something smaller, which meant the surface wasn't behaving like normal matter. It was acting like polished metal. Even stranger, the heat signature didn't match expectations. Instead of chaotic emissions from ice and dust, Webb found a faint, steady thermal pattern. Stable, controlled, almost engineered. One side absorbed more light than the other, as though it had been designed to manage energy. And when Webb measured its spin, symmetry appeared. Not the random tumble of space debris, but a balanced rotation, almost like a machine. The deeper the readings went, the less natural it seemed. But what happened next was even more unsettling. Governments that had eagerly shared data suddenly fell silent. NASA, ESA, and India's ISRO stopped posting updates. Observational logs vanished. Requests for telescope data came back redacted. Scientists were quietly reassigned. Access to feeds was was restricted. In the halls of research centers, whispers began to spread. Something had been found, something extraordinary. And it wasn't just science anymore, it was now a matter of control. Because when a discovery crosses the line between wonder and threat, it no longer belongs only to astronomers. It becomes geopolitical, it becomes defense, and silence becomes the most powerful signal of all. But silence can't erase the facts that are already out there. Webb's instruments detected acceleration that defied gravity, not the gentle push of sunlight on a comet's tail. This was precise, controlled. The same anomaly once dismissed with Oumuamua now repeated, measured, undeniable. Atlas was changing its path in ways we couldn't explain. Which means one of two things. Either we are looking at a natural phenomenon so rare, so advanced, that it mimics design to perfection, or we are staring at the product of a civilization far older than ours. A probe, perhaps, a machine built to last eons, gliding silently between stars, waiting for someone like us to notice. And maybe that's the real story. What if this was never an accident? What if Atlas was meant to be found? Not centuries ago, not centuries from now, but right now, at the exact moment humanity developed the James Webb Space Telescope. Think about it. For billions of years, no interstellar visitors. Then, within a decade of us reaching a new level of technology, they begin to appear, one after another, each stranger than the last. What if we are part of a test? What if the object isn't here to visit us, but to see if we are finally capable of noticing? Imagine civilizations far older, watching from the dark, releasing probes like seeds across the galaxy, each one waiting silently until the right species is ready. Maybe Atlas isn't here to communicate. Maybe it's here to measure our reaction, to see what we do when we realize the void isn't empty at all. And that raises the most terrifying question of all. What if we were never the observers? What if we were always the observed? The James Webb Space Telescope was built to look back in time, to the first stars and galaxies, but instead, it has uncovered something here, now, passing through our solar system. An object too precise to be random, too silent to be ordinary, too timely to be coincidence. If it is natural, it forces us to admit we know almost nothing about the universe. Subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, share this video with someone who still believes the stars are empty. Leave a comment below.